listening to Jai Long, and this is Make Your Break. Whether you're a big-hearted creative or an aspiring entrepreneur, let's take action on your dreams, reconnecting you with your why and giving you the how. I'm here to dish out actionable mindset tips and fun industry secrets to help you blow up your biz. From eye-opening reality checks to motivational gold, no two episodes are ever the same. So tune in weekly, skip the FOMO, and let's dive into the deep together. Hey, what's up, guys? I've got a special treat for you this week. So right now it's a Sunday afternoon, and I thought I'll jump onto my podcast and just share a few thoughts. So one thing I did this week is I got onto Instagram and I asked my audience, what limiting beliefs are holding you back? And I got so many interesting answers. Also got so many heartbreaking answers as well. People saying that they don't deserve success, that they don't have time, that they don't have money, that they don't, there's just so many different things holding people back. And today I want to talk about how being broke is a poor excuse. Now, it's a funny headline, but the first time I heard that sentence was actually in an Eminem song, and I loved it. I was like, man, that makes so much sense. I think for myself, I've been homeless twice. I have been bankrupt before, and I've also been a millionaire before. So it's so interesting and I've been everything in between. I've kind of done so many different things, so I can bring real world knowledge of actual life experiences, because I know a lot of people, they talk about becoming a millionaire or what it's like to be broke and things like that. But in reality, they haven't really done too much. So I think that's really important for me to share my experiences. Now, I did write a few notes down because I want to make sure that this episode is as good as it can be. But there was a few things. So money is a poor excuse, right? We come up with so many excuses though. A lot of them is I don't have a supportive partner. I don't have enough time. My community doesn't support me. I don't have enough money. If I had money, money makes money. There's so many limiting beliefs that hold ourselves back. So I did want to dive into these limiting beliefs because a lot of the times we hold ourselves back from success. We are the ones holding ourselves back from success. Now, I know this because, as I said before, I've had massive success and I've had massive failure. And I know the mindset difference that I've had when, I've shown up and I've been able to find that success in whatever project that I'm working on at whatever time. But there's a big difference. A lot of people say so the 1%, they're so lucky, and 99% of us, we're unfortunate and we're unlucky, and there's no opportunities, and we don't have money, so we can't invest and we can't do all these things. When what I realize is over the years is, and especially for myself, I'm talking about myself mostly, right? So I'm not throwing stones at anybody here, but one thing is with my mindset is when I was in victim mode, I always found reasons not to be successful. And that's the truth of it. Every time that I said, I don't have enough money, that's why I'm not successful. I don't have enough staff. I don't have enough time. No one's supporting me. No one's showing up for me. When I was in that victim mode, I always found those things. I found no support and I found no money. And it's interesting how that really works. Now with money, in my DMs this week, someone wanted to argue with me that because they have no money, they can't find success, right? So they were arguing with me the point. And they're like, I know you found it, Jai, but there's secrets that other people don't know. And right now, I don't know what the secrets are. And so it's impossible for me to make money because I don't have any money. The thing is, there's no point of me arguing with that person because that's the truth for them. They made the decision. They made the decision so deep in their soul that they're arguing with me that they seriously will never make the money. So there's no point of me arguing because, you won't make the money. That's just the truth, right? But we all have the power of the decisions that we make. And that's one of the most important things. We have the power of choice, right? No matter who you are, where you are. And I know this. I've seen people come from nothing and they've become something, or people that have had nothing and then they've got everything. And one of the things they had was the power of choice. They can choose the narrative that they tell themselves. They can choose the stories that they tell themselves, or they can choose the decisions that they make. Now, many of us will make a decision I don't have enough money, that's why I'm not successful. And we've made that decision, and then it's hard to move past something like that. So I want you to think about, what limiting belief do you tell yourself over and over? Now, here's a different way of putting it. If someone's really successful, and this is the way that they say it to me all the time, right? They say, if I say, what's your limiting belief holding you back? They'll say, well, one thing is, I don't really have much money right now. So I'm working towards finding out how to make that money. I'm working out who's done it before me. And they always talk about a solution because it's not really the problem that's holding them back. It's just they haven't found the solution. So they've shifted their mindset away from the problem and not saying that I just don't have money, because that's a statement and that means they've made the decision of not making money. They don't have money, right? But someone else would say, I just haven't found it yet. Like I'm in the pursuit of finding that money that I need so I can be successful. If someone says, hey, I can't afford that, that's a statement. I can't afford that. Where someone's successful, and I've noticed this my whole life, they'll say, hey, I don't have the funds right now. I need to go and find the money. I need to go make that money. I need to find the person that has the money so I can sell them something, so then I can have the money so I can buy the things that I need, right? They become resourceful. Now, if you don't have money, then you're the underdog. And that's one thing that people don't realize. Like, the underdog is the person that has nothing to lose and everything to gain. And when you got that mentality, you've got so much to gain. Because like myself, I'm the underdog. I consider myself the underdog. I'm always looking for the possibilities. What can I gain in the situation and what I have currently right now, which is if I've got nothing, how can I use that to my advantage? And how can I outwork someone, outsmart someone, out-hustle someone? How can I bring something out that they haven't thought of? How can I get more innovative? How can I be more ambitious? How can I bring more energy? Now, I want you to think about this because you've got the power of choice. I want you to make the right choice. I want you to think about those decisions because in my mind, it's your duty to get the success that people don't have. If you want to be average and you just want to do the same thing as everybody else does, or you're sort of pegging yourself like, that person's doing that, so it's fine for me, or that person's not seeing success, so that's fine for me. It's not really, anyone listening to this podcast right now, it's not really what you want. Because if you make that decision just enough to get past, just enough to get by, then that's what you've put out. That's what you've asked of the universe. That's actually what you've asked of your life. And when you ask that, that's what comes. I have noticed everything that I ask for in my life, it's exactly what has come to my reality. Now, I know I'm privileged. Absolutely. I know that I live in a wealthy country and I know so many things are stacked against me. Like, I'm not doubting any of those things. And I know we're all in different situations, but I've also gone through the heartbreak of not having things and feeling on the other side of like, I don't have money and I feel hopeless and all those things. And I've had to work through these things. And that's why I'm here sitting here telling you this, because I've actually literally worked through it, right? But I want you to make those decisions. So just like with anything, if you just think about it once a year and you write down your goals and say, hey, this year I'm going to make some money, and I write that down once a year. Like, this year I'm going to change my life. I'm going to find what I need to make things different, right? It's just not good enough. I know there's people out there right now and their biggest decisions, right, are like, Joe, I don't know if I should sign up to your course because it costs a lot of money, and that's a big decision. That's a huge decision. And it's a huge decision for someone that hasn't decided to get success, right? Of course it is, because a year ago you thought about success and now you're faced with a decision like, maybe I should sign up to a course or something. And it's a massive decision because you're not conditioned to force the success that you want. And I'm not trying to sell my course because I go through this as well. Like, when I'm signing up to a business coach or someone else, for me, it's really easy because what I do is I don't decide these things once a year. I don't write down my goals once a year. I don't reflect once a year. I don't do it once a month. I don't do it once a week. I do it every day. I make the decision. I wake up. You know what? Today I'm changing my life. Today I'm going to make a different decision. Whatever I did yesterday didn't work because today I'm still in the same place. I'm going to change something. And because I come from that, it's never a big decision for me to invest in myself or for me to make different choices or for me to start a new business or for me to take a risk, because I've made the choice and the decision that I'm building a new story and it's uncharted territories and I'm ready to go after it. That's just how it is for me. It's my duty to get the success that other people don't have. It's my duty to be the underdog and to not let any limiting beliefs hold me back. Now, I don't want to say that limiting beliefs, like I don't have limiting beliefs that don't hold me back, because everyone right now that's listening to this, that's watching this, like wherever you are, you have a limiting belief that's stopping you from your next level of success. Every single person, doesn't matter who you are. Every single layer that I've been through when I've grown my business from $1 to $10 to $10,000 to $100,000 to $1 million, every single step I had to go through limiting beliefs. And even right now, I have to change my thought patterns, because I know whatever got me to 500,000 to $1 million is not going to get me to 10 million, because it's different thinking, right? And I can't sit here and say, oh, there's not enough staff. There's not enough people in the world that want to work for me. There's not enough things. There's not enough people to buy it. Like, there's always limiting beliefs that are holding us back. So you are one limiting belief. You're one step away from getting yourself into another level. Now, here's an easy little trick. A lot of people get overwhelmed because they try and work out how. How do I do it? How do I get over this limiting belief? How do I get to the next level? And we forget, you shouldn't be looking up how. You should be looking up who, right? Because if you can find the person that's done it before you, if you're sitting here right now and you're building, say, a wedding photography business, and I'm like, okay, I'm listening to Jai, but Jai's not teaching me how. Why not? It's because you're listening to the who, and I'm telling you my life experiences of what got me through, right? How did I get myself through these situations? How did I step myself up? So I'm always looking for the who. Who can help me? Who's done it before? Who's been in that same situation? And once I find the who, it's so much easier than finding the how, because the how, man, that's so hard. Geez, hey, Jai, I want to grow 25,000 people on Instagram. It's like, man, that's overwhelming. How do I do that now? Okay, there's so many strategies. But if I know someone that's done it before, then I can ask them, hey, how did you do it? What's the things that worked? What's the things that didn't work? And how can I fast track even you to get it faster? And how can I build something that I'm proud of right now, right? So another little analogy I wanted to share with you guys, especially because I'm a wedding photographer, but we forget, and this goes back to understanding we need to write down our goals every single day, right? We forget how much we need focus. Now, we understand that when we go to take a photo. When I take a photo, I'm like, hey man, I need to make sure this photo is focused, because if it's not, it's really hard. It doesn't matter all the other fundamentals of the camera. It doesn't matter how hard I work on that camera. Doesn't matter how hard I work on my business or everything else that I do, every online course I do, everything that I do, right? The education that I got, if I went to university or something. Hey, if my camera, if I just can't take a focused photo, it's no good. Everything else is no good. And with focus, it's really hard to see what you're shooting. If you're a designer, right, or you're an illustrator, it's like, how sharp are your pencils? The first thing you do is sharpen the pencil. And on the camera, the first thing you do is you get it in focus. The great thing about these days is a lot of it's automated, and you can just press autofocus. You can do so much with focusing. There's eye tracking, there's all sorts of things. But with our goals and with our ambitions and with our businesses, we forget focus. We go for the strategy and we forget focus, right? Because imagine every single day you had focus and you just showed up with a clear vision. You had clarity and you showed up and you went after the same target. You can't hit a blurry target. It's just impossible. You don't know where it is. But imagine if you had focus on it and then you're going after it. And a lot of us, we focus on the wrong thing. Your focus right now might be, and comes down to the title of this, money's a poor excuse. I don't have money, Jai. That's all well and good though, man, but I don't have money. That's awesome, man, but I don't have time. That's great, Jai, but my partner doesn't support me, right? Like, we have so many limiting beliefs, and then our focus is on that limiting belief. The focus is always on the lack, what we don't have. And we forget to focus on what we want and what we have right here, right now. When I went from, homeless to growing up, and I had to leave school, I had to make sacrifices. I had to drop out of school, and I had to go and work wherever I could for whoever I could to make the dream work for however much I could. It didn't matter. I was delivering pizzas or doing whatever. Then when I went bankrupt, I had to go away to find a job. I had to go and do those things. Imagine if my focus was, I don't have money and I failed. Like, where would I be today? And I've never focused on those things. Even when I lost it all, it's like, well, that didn't work. That took all my money. Now I need to find new money. I need to find out how to make new money, right? So my focus has always been on, what could I do right now? What skill do I have? What energy do I have? What network do I have? And what do I need to get? What do I need to obtain? Who do I need to meet? Of course, instead of how, you go, who do I need to meet that has an answer for me? And I found mentors all over the place. I remember when I was an electrician, I'd find mentors of other tradesmen. When I was a wedding photographer, I'd find mentors through, an illustrator or a designer or a videographer, or other photographers. There's always mentors around, someone that's going to give me some piece of knowledge. And then I would say, okay, awesome. That's a great strategy. I'm going to use that. I'm going to propel myself forward. Everyone right now has access to money. You can go and sell something on Marketplace. You can sell a belonging of yours. You could go to a garage sale. You could upsell something somewhere. You got access somewhere. If you got a push bike and you got a phone, you can go and start, delivering food. If you got a car, you can get on Uber. If you got a house, I was Airbnb out one of my rooms in my rental house because I was just like, man, I need the extra money. My dream is not making enough money, but I'm not going to concentrate on what I don't have. I'm going to concentrate on where can I get the money right now? What resources do I have? What do I have to do for someone? What problem can I solve? Where do I need to be? Who do I need to know all the time? Now, I jot down my goals every single day. Every single day, I write it down. What do I need? I do it today. I've got books and books over there. That's why I make journals all the time, because I'm like, what do I need to do? What focus do I need? Because if I don't have that, then everything else doesn't work. Now, money is a poor excuse. This is not hard love. This is hard love, but this is not to throw stones at anyone. This is, I'm saying this stuff with love, right? Because many of us, we need to hear it, and we hate hearing it, and many of us are not in the right place to hear it. If you feel upset by the things that I'm saying, then you're not in the right place. You're still, there's limiting beliefs before you even get to where I am. If you're the person in my DMs arguing with me that you don't have money so you can't be successful, you don't have time so you can't be successful, if you've decided that that's your reality, then of course you're not ready for this, because you need to have some sort of self-awareness. You need to work on your mindset in so many levels before you even get to the stage when this information is even going to help you. But as you sort of grow, there's different stages. And as I'm always coaching wedding photographers, I see the stage that they're at, and then I'm able to coach them through, because there's always a block, there's always a next level, and there's always a limiting belief or an obstacle in the way of that next level. So something just to think about. But really, money is a poor excuse, man. A lot of the people we admire all came from nothing. A lot of the people that I know have been bankrupt, or they came from no money, housing commission, government housing, whatever it is, and they've made the most of themselves because they knew, hey, I don't have the money, but I've got energy. I've got so many other things at my fingertips. I've got a network. Network is your net worth. Who do you know? And if you don't know them, how are you going to get to know them? If you do that, you change the game for yourself, because you no longer, like I said before, investing in your business, buying yourself a new lens, getting a business coach, doing anything in your business is no longer a big decision, because it's the decision that you need to make, because the goal is the big thing that you're going after. What do I need to do? Hey, every time that I've done anything, a good example is I had Gary Vee speak at the Wedding Photography Summit. Hey, that's something I couldn't afford. That was an expensive thing to do. I put on that event and I lost money. But the thing was, it wasn't I can't afford it. It was how can I find the money, right? Where can I find the money? How can I make it happen? And I said before they even told me how much it was, I was I'll make it happen. It doesn't matter how much it is. I'll just make it happen, right? Because that's my mentality. I know my resources. I know where I need to be, what I need to do, who I need to know to make something happen. So I want you to be thinking about that this week. You've listened to this podcast now, or you've watched me on YouTube or whatever it is. I want you to be thinking about this week. What decisions do I make every single day that I tell people I don't have, I can't, I won't, I shouldn't, I don't know, right? Things like that. I don't know who. What words are you saying all the time? Catch yourself on those things and then change the story. Hey, I can't afford. No, maybe you just need to work out how to find the money. Okay? People say that to me sometimes. And this is something that frustrates me, is when educators want me to speak at their summits for free and their workshops for free. Yeah, Joe, we can't afford to pay you, but we're selling tickets to this thing. So you can't afford, so you've decided that, and you're not even willing to brainstorm a way. Because if you ask me in a different way, hey, I'd love for you to speak at this thing, any ideas, and how much do you want to get paid, because we can make it happen? Chances are I could make my own wage happen. I can work out a way to get myself paid at your workshop, because my brain works like that. I'm resourceful. I know how to make things work. You could restructure something. We could make something work that would make the dream work, but you've decided it doesn't work. So many of us, we decide things don't work. Can't do, don't know how, people don't do. You know what's worse? We don't even decide sometimes. We allow our friends to decide. So many times I've got people that say, I wouldn't do that. My friend told me it doesn't work. Yeah, well, I know someone else that tried that and it's no good anymore. Yeah, I've got a friend and he says that the internet, yeah, people won't buy anything online. I've got another friend that told me that there's too many online courses. One of my friends told me he's a wedding photographer and he reckons that no one would pay that much, and then we make that our truth. Our new limiting belief is not even our limiting belief. It's somebody else's limiting belief. And now we listen to it like gospel and we believe it, right? So I want you to think about next time that you catch yourself listening to someone that hasn't even done something themselves, they found out through a friend. I want you to think, is this the right advice for me? Is this really what I should be listening to for my business, for my success? Because if it isn't, man, change the narrative. Tell yourself, if someone tells me something doesn't work, someone told me this not long ago, like, hey, Jai, yeah, people won't come to your summit anymore because there's not lockdown anymore. People don't go online and do online workshops anymore. They told me that if I listen to that, I know I can hear their point of view. I'm like, okay, that's cool, man, but that's for you. And that means the way that you did it, you didn't work it out. I need to test that for myself. And if it doesn't work, I need to test a different way. And if that doesn't work, I need to go again. And I need to be relentless with it, because you gave up after one go and one strategy, you didn't find the way, and now you're telling everybody else it doesn't work. Man, you just didn't work, okay? I can work. I can outwork that person, and I can work out a way to make it happen. That's just the way life works. So I want you to think about it. Are you allowing other people's limiting beliefs to hold you back? Because if you are, you're doing the wrong thing. I want you to change that narrative for yourself. So that's it for today's podcast episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening. If you want to share it, absolutely do that. Also, for the 6-figure business map, for everyone that wants to work with me inside my program, it's a 12-month group coaching program with a course with over 100 videos. And this year we're gonna double that with everything that's just new and improved and on. Everything that works right now, strategies to get people, into the 6 figures and beyond in their business. Jump over to my website, which is jailong.co. You can join the waitlist, and if you do, you'll get access to my free pricing calculator and a few bonus videos as well, including a video about price guides. So I highly suggest you jump over there. And hey, if you ever just want to ask me a question, you want to talk to me, like whatever it is, just get over to my Instagram, jailong.co, and you can send me a DM. But yeah, the 6-figure business map is opening up at the end of August. Get on the wait list, you get those goodies, and you'll be first to know, because I've got some serious bonuses coming out for this enrollment, because I want to help you get the success that other people don't have moving forward. And I'm so excited to work with you. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next week.